I just got to say I'm sorry. Living got one time around, I'm just singing, been around, I just don't say I'm sorry. Living got one time around, I just don't been around, but I just say no worry. When I want it round and round, guys, my brain down to get around, but I just don't say no worry. Living got one time around, I just been around, and I just don't say no worry. When I just say no around, I just come back get around, when I just never see you sorry. Living got one time around, guys, my brain down to get around, but I just keep saying no worry. Living got one time around, guys, my brain been around, but I just keep saying no worry. Living just been around, I just been around, I just keep saying no worry. When I just been around, I just been around, and I just keep saying no
Two.
Welcome back to the Acoustic Shop channel. I am John.
Skinner, blood.
Hey guys, it is New Guitar Thursday. Cannonball!
And we are live. Let me make sure we're going live on everything. Yep, we're on both.
Hi guys, how you doing? That was my Dillard face for you guys, the darlings. Anyway, this is John here at the Acoustic Shop. It is Thursday, so we're going to talk about new guitars. Didn't get a lot of new packages this week, but there are a lot of things that didn't get talked about over the last few weeks that I'm looking at in this room right here that I'm like, we should talk about those because there's some really great guitars that we can definitely kind of go over. Again, joining us today is Trent. He's got his mic on. He's going to say hello. And Janelle is also with us. She's going to be monitoring all the comments, letting us know what's going on and what kind of trouble we're in. And believe it or not, Hinkley's here in spirit because she died last week. So just kidding.
To be clear, that is not true.
That is
He
not
did
true.
Not die.
She just started laughing though right now. I know she did. Anyway, she will be helping us out. If she sees anything, she'll be putting some of the links to some of the guitars and things. If you got questions, please let us know. Tell us where you're watching from. Do us a favor before you even get started. Hit that like button. Share this out there. Again, there's been so much growth since you guys have started doing that I'm going to start asking you for it because it's definitely helping out the channel. We're able to get and talk about more things and hopefully get better gear. I know we've had some issues in the past, but today I've been assured it's going to be perfect. It's going to be the greatest show we've ever had. So anyway, tell us where you're watching from. Is there anybody out there that's any cool right now?
I saw Cork, Ireland pop
Cork
up.
Island? That one shows up quite often.
Ooh, how do I say this?
join.
San Diego?
San Diego. Yeah.
Is that just a weird spelling of San Diego?
I don't know. You said it, so I'm going to assume that it's San Diego.
I didn't even register that it was San Diego
Like-
until I said it out loud.
I don't know how it was spelled, but I love that if that is how you spelled it and it was weird and then she still came out with San Diego, perfect.
It does say like Sandy and then Ego.
Ego. I
So
love
I'm going to
that.
go with San Diego.
You are officially my favorite person in the entire world for the day, Mr. Sandy Ego. You can Lego my ego. Anyways, let us know if you do have any questions in there. Talk about guitars. I love talking about guitars. Mandolins. There are a few things that came in. Since I'm in this room, I saw one that I don't think got to talk about very much yet. That is the Acoustic Shop official square shoulder dread. This one is awesome because it's a set of Brazilian rosewood that I picked out while I was up there. Now this is their basic chocolate Brazilian rosewood, But again, it still looks gorgeous because, yeah, it's nice. So it's got some really cool book match set here. Again, these all come in 1 3/4 nut width, Adirondack spruce top, light vintage toner. I'm going to try not to crush you here, Trent. If I need to scoot
Should
back,
be
you
good
yell
right
at me.
there.
Is that good? All right. Now here's where this gets cool. This is a truly custom build. This prices out at $69.99 with Brazilian rosewood Adirondack spruce top, 1 3/4 nut width. Evo frets, so you're not going to worry about those wearing out. Again, this is a custom build just for the acoustic shop, so you won't see this anywhere else. And yeah, this is papered Brazilian. You could go anywhere in the world with this. You'll have all your paperwork in there. You also have all the tone matching specs that Bedell uses, so you'll have actual specs of the weights of this guitar, the resonant frequency, the top frequency, the back frequency, and where they got to in between. Very fantastic guitar. I was glad when this one showed up. It sounds great, it looks great, and guys, $6,900 for a Brazilian rosewood guitar that is papered. I mean, that's a bonus. Whereas, again, I'll show you a great guitar. This is a fabulous guitar, don't get me wrong, but this is a special price. You don't have to worry, Trent, I'll move. This is a special priced Bourgeois. That was, by the way, a stand that just went down. We'll get that here in a second. You're all right, Trent. With no guitar. There was no guitar in it. Thank you for that. This is also a Brazilian rosewood set. Also beautiful, but this guitar is not papered. It is a Bourgeois limited edition. This is about $3,000 less than normal for them because they had a special edition triple O. But again, great guitar. This one prices out at $12,499.
A request for the Boucher BG152 GM.
All right, it's a fantastic guitar. It always has been. I'm surprised it's still here. It always happens. Some of these super high-end guitars, it's hard to pull the trigger. I'll be honest, it's hard for me to pull the trigger. I haven't purchased a super high-end guitar in a very long time, guys.
We also want to see the back and sides on that one.
Of the BG152?
Yep.
All right, this one is a Grand Reserve, a super fantastic guitar. This come out of Robin Boucher's personal collection. Look at that Madagascar. It is a beautiful koa wood sides and back, bindings. Again, look at that striping right there. This is a specific set. I got to pick out of his collection. They showed me pictures. I loved this one. I love the black ribbons, everything about this guitar. This has the GM, so it's a master grade Adirondack spruce top that has been gold plated. Somebody asked us in a comment here a couple weeks ago, it's a GM gold pack, but it has nickel plated hardware. I have a reason behind that. The trend lately has been to have nickel plated hardware, and this was actually built originally for Jake Workman. He worked out of this. This is like the top of the line pack, but he doesn't like the gold-plated hardware, and there's a lot of you out there that don't, and I get it. I personally do like gold-plated hardware, but some people just don't care for it, so that's why this happens. More of a bluegrass guitar in that nickel-plated hardware, but has everything else. That's a fantastic guitar. That should be gone by now. Again, and a price. Again, this is a upper end boutique guitar, but $85.99 is a lot of guitar because it is a Grand Reserve Gold Master Pack. Yes.
Do we have the TAS guitar over here? Somebody wants to hear it.
I do not have the TAS guitar over here. I only have the prototype. Again, that's number 0. Number 1 will be coming. But hopefully at the end of this month, we'll have more information on those guitars as they come. They are all sold out. We got 35 of the TAS 58957, or Eastman's official markings for that is an E20 MR-TC-LSH. E20D-TC-LSH. MR-LSH. Anyway, it's a long name. And,
Tex wants to know
it's
why you
fantastic.
purchased an expensive guitar since you just designed a whole special run of Eastman Dreadnought.
That's why I don't buy another expensive guitar. And besides that, if I bought another expensive guitar, my wife would kill me. Here's some wild news. I'm in the midst of having to buy a house. Some of you guys have followed, you know that we adopted 2 here in February of last year. I'm living in a like 1,200 square foot, 3-bedroom house. Guys, it's time to move on. I've been looking, stupid prices. So I'm supposed to go look at some houses today. Got to move into a new one. If I bought another guitar right now, we wouldn't have a house. I wouldn't be here for any more guitar videos. It would be over for me. I'm not saying that she would kill me, but she'd definitely hire somebody to do it. That's just how it would go. So I just wanted to point that. You guys know. You know I'm right. Yeah, no more guitars for John right now. What other questions do we have? Anything else? No?
Not questions.
All right. Then I'm going to talk about another super fantastic guitar that did come in here. I'll put this clip back. Where did I put that? It doesn't matter. This guitar came in. I don't think it got enough attention. It definitely didn't now. This is a custom build DB Signature 00. Now I think the official term for this is 00 DB Signature Custom. Again, this is an heirloom series guitar. Has all the animal protein glue, the tricolored herringbone, super gorgeous flamed koa binding on here. Again, way gorgeous Madagascar rosewood sides and back. Big black ribbon. I love the arrow back strip. Snakewood buttons on the tuners. This does have a inlay pack. It has the cool purfling that goes along on the peg head, but it also has a very beautiful, this is one of Dana's inlay packs, a great small body guitar. One that I forgot that I had ordered, and then it showed up and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. By the way, if you're ordering a Bourgeois guitar, you're out at about an 8 to 9 month wait on that. So a lot of times I order this stuff and I forget what it is. And I love to do this because it's more custom builds. It's rare you're going to see a standard model come in here when we talk about this level of guitar. They're usually going to be custom builds. So. Beautiful guitar. I just love the color of that Madagascar rosewood on here. So this was a special guitar, just came in. Not a inexpensive guitar by any means, but gorgeous. Love the sunburst. This color is fantastic. Yes?
Excited to see Weber mandolins in the shop. Are the models being changed, or will they be producing the familiar models?
So they'll be building some familiar models, and it's only going to be a few to start with right now. We talked to Ryan Fish. Yes, we got a custom build. This is it's a familiar model, but not a very popular one, which was the pronghorn, a two-point mandolin. Got one of those on custom build. He's bringing that one back because they had a customer that wanted that. We'll be seeing that in the near future. The Road Dog is coming back. We got one of those in here. I think that's our first guitar, our first mandolin that'll come back. We have a Yellowstone, I believe, as well as a Fern. Fern will come back, and we got some special things coming with that Fern that we sat there and worked with Ryan Fish at his new workshop, and that'll be hopefully exclusive to the Acoustic Shop. Some really cool things to kind of come out. So some of it's going to be based on familiar models. There are going to be some slight tweaks. Obviously, Ryan's getting to do what he wants to do in more of a custom style. Yeah.
My only question is, this new guitar coming in that looks like Tony's, do you have to sign it?
I'm not going to sign the actual guitar. Is this Carla?
It's Daryl.
Daryl, we're not signing the guitar. I want to make sure you know that. It'll be the label.
Right? Yeah.
It's just the label. This little label inside here, like this one signed by Dana Bourgeois, we have a custom label that will be built for those 1 through 35. Each one of them, it'll be 1 of 35, 2 of 35. In fact, I believe number 1 is going to be mine, unless I like 2 or 3 better. Then Jeremy gets number 1. Either way, and on that label has been designed where the 3 of us, me, Jeremy, and Jason, will sign the label. So we're not signing the guitar. I hope that makes it better. But yes, we're signing the label. It was actually asked for more people. I wasn't going to do this, but they asked us to do it. More of the fans who ordered it said, can you guys please sign the label? So we built a label to be signed. Yes?
How will the TAS Dreadnought LSH sound compared to the Guild D55 150th anniversary Adirondack top with Madagascar?
I saw this comment. Somebody asked this to Jeremy on Tuesday. I'll be honest with you. This is my gripe session. Since it's my time right here, I'm going to gripe a little bit. I tried to get contact with the Guild D55 one. I thought it was tailor-made for this store. Our particular rep never even told me about it until I saw it in flyer ads. By that time, it kind of passed on. I can promise you it's going to be different than that. I know what the Guild sound is. I know what the LSH sound is. Here's what you should know about the TAS guitar. If you've ever played a Bourgeois LSH model, that they call the LSH model, it's going to be more similar to that guitar than probably anything out there. In fact, Bourgeois was partially involved in the design of this guitar. It looks like it. It is braced similar. It's voiced very similar. It's going to be in that vein. Now, I'm not going to say it's a Bourgeois guitar, but it's going to be pretty darn close. Different neck profile, different feel, but it is different than the D55.
Could you explain again how the Dreadnought program works?
I can give you a pretty good framework. All right, here's how the Dreadnought works. And it's been continued through January. We're still going to have a cutoff date because we got to officially launch it. But we're in beta right now. So some of these rules may change. But here's how it works. Every guitar, brand new, that is over $1,000 that we ship out, will be enrolled in this automatically. When you get it boxed up, you're going to put this guitar, we're going to put this in a package for you. It's going to have a digital hygrometer that is going to be in the case automatically. We're going to put humid packs in there, get you started with the packs from Boveda. And what's going to happen is that's where it starts right there. You're going to get this experience of everything being perfect, well set up, run to you, and get you to the best shape. When it arrives, there's a QR code on that box. You're going to take your phone and check that QR code. It will tie you to more information on the Dreadnought program, as well as the link to download the app for it. And that's going to tell you immediately when it's safe to open, because it's going to tell you the temperature of that guitar, and it's going to tell you the humidity level of that guitar. And it'll let you acclimate it so that you don't go from a 20 degrees to a 75 degree room. If it's within 5 degrees, we say it's okay to be able to open. That's the starting point. It's also going to change your 14-day return, which is what we've always done, into a 30-day return window. That's your normal return. Get it back to us minus shipping. We will cover all that. But here's where it also gets very interesting. You will have a trade-in buyback option that will last you 1 year with a value of up to 90% of its original purchase price. So that's going to be based on, if you get that guitar back to us in the same condition that it was shipped to you at, you will get up to 90% of what you paid for it. And the way that's going to pay off, let's say you bought this guitar, you love it, but this other guitar showed up into the shop. It's going to be even better. You will get trade-in value of up to 90% depending on its condition, and that will last you a whole year. And then we'll talk about those details even further. So that's a pretty broad framework. I hope I covered most of the stuff.
If you can't get the QR code to work, what is the name of the app?
I don't know.
I should have zoomed in on that.
I don't know. I wish I knew. Call the shop. We can get that for you. I don't know off the top of my head. I know it's a special one that's designed. The cool thing about this, though, is it's not only good for just that shipment, but that thing works very similar to the D'Addario Humiditrack. You can keep track of that with a Bluetooth signal forever, and it keeps a graph of it. The app keeps track of what the conditions of your guitar have been. It's pretty cool, and that's going to be free with your guitar. That's pretty cool. And there's going to be all kinds of extra goodies as we get this thing more lined out over the next deal, including some of these case candy things that are going to be specific to the TAS guitar. So,
Who's going to get the prototype TAS guitar?
don't know. Me, maybe. I don't know. Originally, that was going to be number one, but when they called us back, because there is a couple of slight cosmetic changes that we made from the original one, that we decided that we are going to have a one that's going to be number 0, 1 through. I don't know what's going to happen with it. We may sell it to a staff person. We may make a drawing out of it. I don't know what's going to happen with it. Somebody's going to. I had Richard Bennett was interested in buying one of those. He wants the prototype. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out as things kind of move on. Honestly, no plans for that. I'm just glad to know that we got that guitar to happen. I am dead serious. It has been 8 years of me prodding to get that guitar designed. I've sent specs, I've sent numbers, and they honestly didn't believe it was going to be a big seller, that design. They think that again, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus here, but they weren't sure that there was enough demand for dreadnoughts with a large sound hole and of that design. I respectfully disagree, and you guys proved me right, because 35 of them gone before we saw a single one of them final build. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, there you go.
When are we going to see some Recording King reviews?
They're coming up. Honestly, we have so many things going on, and we've been bringing in new stuff. There'll be more coming in. I can give you some of my initial impressions if you got a certain model. I've been playing them in here and get you that, but we'll get like full video reviews in the future. So if you have a question of a certain model, I can tell you exactly what I think of it. So
Hinkley is also in the comments telling us that it's Sensor Pro.
Sensor Pro is the app that we're using for that. So
somebody says raffle it off for charity for the TAS.
We might do something like that. We've done it before. We did. We had a guitar years ago that was stolen in check fraud. That was a $2,000 guitar, and we had one that was stolen out of the building, and then we got it back, and we did the same thing. We ended up getting them back, and both of those cases we made a charity for Children's Miracle Network, and we raffled those 2 guitars off. So
we have a couple people asking if the TAS guitar will be part of the Dreadnought program since they bought it before.
That's not my division. I don't run that division. I don't know. Possibly, especially if it continues. Especially if it continues through January, I don't see any reason it should be. I don't say promise. There's a high chance that most of those guitars are supposed to be delivered by the end of this month. The agreement was that what they were shooting for was to start seeing these in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then get them rolling out to you guys as we kind of get them in. Here's the situation. In China, when you're dealing with manufacturing in China, there's the Chinese New Year, and they pretty much shut everything down for a whole month in February. So the goal was to push these ahead, and they were put into official build in November. We were told just go at it and start building. So they've been building all of December. Now we're in January. They should be able to start. They already had everything ready to roll. They're trying to beat that Chinese New Year deadline. Otherwise, we won't see them till March.
Hinkley is saying that it will be part of the program.
Then
so
there you go. Hinkley knows more than I do. Another instance where Hinkley knows more than I do. She's gonna sit there and she's grinning right now. You know she's high-fiving somebody over there right
Even
at
if
this
it's
very
herself,
second. It's probably herself. She's
just
like,
clapping.
Here, Wall. Anyway. Hit me with some more questions, guys.
Will the TAS guitar come with a nice Eastman blue cleaning cloth or the Acoustic Shop cleaning cloth?
So we're working on a special one that is specific. It'll be part of the Dreadnought program in the future, but it will be this. I'm working on some really cool case candy things. There will be an Acoustic Shop one that should be a little bit nicer than the Eastman one. Not that theirs is bad, but we came up with a nicer cloth. But I'm working on a way to badge all. It's going to have a special case that is not common. It's one that Eastman's used before, but I really like it. It's going to have, we're working on a badge for it that will, again, on the case say 1 of 35, 2 of 35, and we'll have those individual numbered to match your guitar. I've got some other cool things that'll go along with that too. So be ready. There's going to be a letter. We're working on a letter from the actual owner of Eastman Guitars, Chen. He's a super nice fella, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff with the relationship that we've had throughout the years. Here's some I'm speaking a little bit out of turn. Unofficially, it looks like we may be at least, if not the top dealer of the year this year. We're going to be in that top 3 for certain. They've kind of done their calculation of numbers, and you guys bought a lot of guitars and mandolins, y'all. A lot. I want to say I got a number in here. I think we sold of Eastman guitars like 371 Eastman guitars and 160 something mandolins. Again, those are ballpark numbers. It's somewhere in there, but I know we're pretty darn close to that. There was close to 500 instruments that were sold throughout that year of just Eastman alone. So you guys bought a lot of guitars, mandolins.
Got a few more questions. How loud is the TAS?
The loudest guitar I've ever had in the shop. The prototype that we have, if anything, that particular one may be lacking a little bit in the low end, but you want to talk about volume, it's one of the loudest guitars we've ever had. Trent knows that. You were sitting in front of it. It is loud. It's a monster.
Definitely is, yeah.
Yeah. So Trent was every time we filmed with it, every time I switch over. If you guys haven't seen any of the lives where I was playing it, it just comes across louder, cleaner. It is a very clean sounding, accurate. It is very bourgeois-like sounding guitar. It's fantastic.
Do you have any Recording King mini Bucker resonators? Any opinions?
Mini Bucker resonators? No, I know of them. I don't have them, and honestly, that one is one I don't have an opinion on.
Would it be crazy to part with my 64 Guild D40 for another Eastman? My E10D I got from you guys sounds better to me than that vintage guitar.
No, if you're liking that sound, there's a vintage sound that's normal with the Guild stuff or even the old Martins. There's people that love the 70s era of D18s and D28s. Not everybody does, but there are people that do love that sound. So this all comes down to a personal taste. Here's the worst thing you can do, and we see this every single day here at the shop. I hear somebody go, "Well, I can't buy a Breedlove or a Bourgeois. Nobody knows what I have. My resale value will be better if I buy a Gibson, an old Guild, a Martin guitar, or whatever it happens to be." Guys, I don't believe that that's true anymore. I do think that your sellability is higher with those name brands, but just keeping something because it's a name brand and it doesn't speak to you, I think that's your bigger mistake than worrying about whether or not it's a bad idea to get rid of a vintage guitar for a newer Chinese-built guitar. If the guitar, like you said, sounds better as an E10, go that direction. If you're looking for something that's another direction, it's probably going to be in that same sound profile and just different. And if it's completely opposite of where you were at with your Guild, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, if you love your Guild, stay with that. Don't change just because. But there's my opinions on that. It's personal taste, y'all.
Did I hear you mention in another stream that there's going to be a Tone Slab pick with the TAS guitar based on Tony's pick?
I think we talked about doing that. I think that was Tyler said you should do it like that. I'm hoping to do something like that. I haven't got to talk to those guys yet. Maybe.
Is the finish on the Bedell Coffee House Parlor gloss, or is it nitro or poly?
It is a poly finish with those guys. All the Bedell guitars are going to be a poly-based finish. So is, by the way, Bourgeois, Boucher, Taylor, of course. I'm looking in here of all the brands that will be. Poly has become less of a no-no as of the last few years. McPherson is also a polyester finish. They're coming up with some really cool ways to spray it right now that is making a big difference. Where I was a much bigger fan of nitro, and I still love nitro. I think if you gave me my druthers, I'd probably do that. But again, I played some nitro finish guitars, not so great, and I played some great poly guitars that were completely fabulous. This is all up to the builder and how they go. I'm less of a freak out of those two different types of finishes.
Can you play an E2 OM if you have one in stock?
Let's see if we got one. Come on with me. By the way, if you haven't seen these, since I'm going to walk by them in order to look for this, the new Luthier series, we sold the LOO. It's gone, but look at that. Quilted Sapele, gorgeous, sound port, wood bound, European spruce top, tons of silking on this guitar. I love the wood rosette. There's not much that I don't love about this. I love the red and blue subtle hints of that in the purfling, along with the hurricane inlays. Fantastic guitars. I think do we still have two of the OMCEs left? One of them left is all we have. One of them just sold. The LOO is sold, and I do have one standard OM. So we have the OMCE and one, look at that. That's just nuts. They're gorgeous. They sound great too. I love this detail. Eastman's been getting really, really good. You're going to want to zoom in on this, Trent, of matching this up. Not all manufacturers are doing this, but they have been matching up the purfling on the heel cap with the purfling on the binding. Not all the time do you see that. And that's a detail that I'm seeing more and more on the Eastman guitars that even some of the higher end builders are not spending the time to kind of mate up. All right, so we were looking for an E2 OM. Is that right?
Yes.
Here it is. Where's the stool? I'm going over there, Trent. All right, now follow me straight back. These are great. In an OM, the E2 I prefer over the E1 for me in an OM. Now Dreadnought, I might go with the E1, but it'll sound better in a second. I'll get it. There you go. They're great too. This is, again, all solid sapele back and sides, not pore filled. What do they call this? It's open pore, non-pore filled, open pore. Thanks, Trent. I love having Trent here. He knows more. Hinckley knows more. I give up. I'm going home. Great, all solid wood guitar. Come with a very nice, heavily padded gig bag. In fact, I just saw a review. Zion Napier, if you're watching, he may or not, he did a review. He got an E1D during our E1SS during our Small Business Saturday sale, and he did a review of it, and he was talking about how great the bag was. He's talking about how he got an electric mandolin from another company, and they sent him this bag, and he said it was more offensive to get the bag that came with that mandolin than if they'd have just never gave him one. But the opposite, he was a big fan of the actual, I've used their bag for my big boy guitars, so yeah, I think they're fabulous.
Do you have an E1 OM SP yet?
E1.
Special.
Oh, special. No, but it should be, we should be seeing our invoices for those anytime. I've got 2 E1 OMs on their way. I believe 2 E1 OM special, OMCE specials, 2 E1 OMs, and I think 1 more Dread special that are on the next invoice that should be shipping any day now. So it'll probably be here the end of next week. That's my assumption.
How are Iris guitars coming?
They're great. The order is officially in. I've got, there's stuff that's brand new coming, and I also have 2 of the, is it WF? You guys straighten me out if I gotta. So many models coming out now. It's their, their slope shoulder Dread. Couple cool extras we're going to do on those. I'm really excited about. One of them is going to be an unmatched Brazilian. So it's not truly quarter or book matched Brazilian, but you're going to save a ton of money getting a Brazilian rosewood slope shoulder one. And then we're also going to do a standard mahogany, but it's an old growth mahogany, one of those. And then these 2 of this super special guitar. We'll talk about that in the NAMM show.
Do you have any interesting new mandolins in?
Interesting new mandolins. What came in this week?
Not much.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
So
There's
the
some
Elias.
great ones. Yeah. The Elias is still here. I don't know why. Jeremy's been playing that a bunch lately. He played the Hall of Fame mandolin yesterday for the first time in a few months, and he just kept talking about how much he loves that mandolin. Again, he'd probably sell it if you came up with enough money. There's all kinds of really good mandolins in there. The Bourgeois are fantastic. I should be seeing any day more F-styles, both black top and natural tops on those. So the M5F should be coming back in stock too.
Can we hear something pretty on the little ugly black guitar?
Oh, God. That guitar is a monster. So you put that in the headline, right? Is talking about Relic guitars.
I
think that's what the title of this one is.
Did Hinckley change it?
I don't know. It popped in there. I think Hinckley, tell Janelle if you talked about the Relic guitars. Are you playing this one now? No, I'm supposed to play it. You don't understand. No, I'll just mic you. Go for it. I gotta tell you guys, this is a great guitar, by the way. Jamie, was it Jamie asking about the ugly black guitar, by the way? I'm curious. I'm real curious because he's been talking about this guitar ever since he came down. He came down and bought the Essential OM. Was it Jamie? You should shook your head.
That's Bulldogger.
Yep, it is, Jamie. And then he's been saying this has been on his mind ever since. This is the probably biggest maple guitar I've ever heard. Especially for such a small body. But here's what's been more funny. We started showing you guys some of these heavily reliced guitars, heavily aged guitars. There has been more stink on our channel about whether or not Relic guitars are great or not, and I'm indifferent. I like some of them. I don't like others. I've told you guys that. There's certain parts of it that just feel good. We're gonna have a video all about that in the near future. But here's the deal on this. These feel good. They sound good. But when you're complaining about it and you're online, quit sounding like 75-year-old people whining in your garage, telling people to get off your lawn. I can understand not enjoying them, but here's my hot take for the day. I remember when I was a kid, all the grown-ups throwing fits about bleached jeans and how absolutely moronic it was for kids to be buying these expensive jeans that were wore out with holes in them, and now it's the standard. You can't buy a pair of jeans without little wear marks and stuff like that in them. It's just part of it. But the same exact arguments were said by all the old people when I was a kid, and we all laughed at them and said, tell me you're old without telling me your age, basically. And it was always, you guys spending all that money on them worn out jeans before you even get a chance to wear them. I get it, you don't like it. I get it. But just don't sound like a bunch of old people when you do it. Did I make enough people mad? How many people just dropped off of our view right there? That was probably like 150 people just got mad because I said that. I'm sorry.
I think somebody's asking about the tags. They said, why are you hanging tea bags on your guitar?
So Adkin, when they do it, they have their own hang tag. We sometimes move this to the left side with our price tag. But what it basically does, tells you the model. He hand writes these out, tells you the model and serial number, what's been done. This one says heavy aged finish on it. And it's just kind of, tells you that they put elixir strings on it and that whole deal. So that's why that one's there. That's their product tags. And then this one is our tag. If you guys haven't ever had a chance to see our tags, there's some cool information on here. One, it's got a green tag on here. This tells us we've made this be part of our Shop Sustainable mission. We know where these woods are sourced and all that kind of good stuff, which I don't know if I do know about the Akin. Maybe somebody might have put none of the rest of them have green tags, so maybe somebody just did. I don't know. Anyway, normally this is how it works. But it also tells you got the green tag, tells you about Shop Sustainable, but inside every one of ours tells you if it's new or used, and the top, what it is, baked Sitka. In this case, it's maple back and sides. It has a C profile neck with a 1 11/16 nut width, and then I'll tell you some of these extra features that it has. Heavily aged, amazing tone, I agree with that, hard shell case, and we'll tell you some of the kind of cool extra features that happen on each one of those instruments. So anytime you come into the shop, you'll have that information on any of these hang tags. It also will tell you, there's another spot in here, tells you if it has a case, and then we put our case location so we can find it in our storage building. So pretty cool.
I
Those
would
are
like to
extras
say
to talk about.
earlier Hinckley just said what about the changing the title thing, so I think you made that up.
I don't know. I could have swore that I saw in my myriads. Check out this. We were making fun of this. Hinckley's making fun of me because my phone. My wife hates this. This is the commonplace for me right now. When you have your drop-down messages, this is how many messages that sit in my little drop-down menu of notifications.
It's kind of a lot right now.
It is. It's not like it's the way it is all day long. My wife says it gives her anxiety to see my phone with that many notifications. I swear I saw a notification that said that, but it's probably from 3 days ago that told me that there was a live coming up that was talking about.
I did post a video today asking how people felt about the heavily aged. So maybe you saw that.
I get the notifications. I don't claim that I actually read them or go to the email / video / whatever it is that's there. I really don't care about any of that stuff. So whatever you put up there, I just didn't care. That's so awful.
Do you ever look at what I post, John?
I'm really coming off as a big jerk today. First, I told you guys you're old for whining about Relic guitars, and I'm being a jerk. I apologize, everybody. I'm just having one of those days. I gotta go look at houses and know that that's gonna. I'm gonna have to start eating ramen noodles again, and I've enjoyed being able to go every once in a while and get a sandwich from a sandwich shop. It's not gonna happen anymore, guys. Sad. Any other questions before we get out of here?
I think we have people just discussing the Relic guitars and what they think of it.
Watch it. It's pretty hot. And I bet it's a hot button issue right now. There's probably people.
People are laughing at
yelling
what you
each other.
said.
They're laughing. Do they think I'm right or do they think I'm
They're
wrong?
laughing about the old people and the yard
And the jeans?
screaming.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, when I was a kid, you don't know, you don't remember this because you're all kids. I remember when I was like 14, 15 years old, the hottest thing to do was to take a brand new pair of Levi 501 jeans. You had to be 501 jeans, the best, shrink to fit. You know what I'm talking about. And you put them in there and you took a bottle of Clorox and you just blobbed it all over that washing machine and you left it sit for about 10 minutes. And then you came out and it had big old blotchy white spots all over it. And then we had the acid wash jeans. And then lava wash jeans. Oh my gosh, y'all. We went through it. You know what's the best about that? These kids now, we recognize how dumb we were for doing that. And now these kids are doing it all over again. And look at the mullet. We all discussed mullet was a bad idea. And here's Trent rocking the mullet again.
Oh, there's a lot of discussion about the mullet.
The mullet is also being discussed today.
Not today, just in general.
I love you, Trent. I understand. I get it. We got to have our trends. We got to be part of it. As much as we think we're, you know, I'm going to go off on another hot take and a tangent here. My favorite thing are all the young people that claim that they are not being trendy and they look just like a group of people all the way around. It's like, I'm not going to follow the fashion trends. I'm not going to do this. I ain't going to do this. I'm going to wear my own thing. And you can match them up with 100 other kids that are doing the exact same thing.
You can match me up with Jeremy. We have the same sweater.
That was a good one. Look at you, Janelle. Janelle's getting comfortable in her job right now. What is this, month 7 for you right now? 8?
7 or 8?
7 or 8?
I don't
Something
know.
like that.
I can't do math.
She's officially comfortable now. She thinks that she can't be fired, so she's going to say whatever she wants. Anyways, just kidding. Are we about ready to close it out?
I think we're ready to close it out.
There are a lot of guitars that came in. There's a lot more coming in next week. Like I said, the E1 specials are going to be here. Things have been going away. If you see something online or you saw anything that we talked about today, give us a call, 417-720-1223. Both Tyler and Corey are here right now, and I think Austin's still here. They can answer any of your questions. If they don't know it, they can talk to me, and I won't be able to know it either, but we'll make up something at that point for you.
Do you want to play us out with the Bedell 1964?
Sure.
Serial number 3001.
It's the only one I've got. Is it the Dreadnought? Is that what they're talking about?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because we have a 64 Parlor. Run that serial number by me again.
3001.
Stop that. 3012. What? It's got to be this one. No, I don't have that one. It's next door. I have 2 of them in stock. I have 3024 in stock right now. That's all I have. The other one is next door. We had 2 of them, so we didn't put 2 of them on the floor. We don't have space for it. But I can play this one. So, the neck on this. Look at this. It's subtle, but there is a tiger striping. Can you see that on camera? The tiger striping? It is very subtle, but it is definitely there. It's a horizontal line that's coming across here. I see it big time when I play it. Anyway. If you'd like to hear the demo of the other serial number, give us a call. The guys can put together a video for you specifically and kind of walk you through it. Again, I've had a bunch of fun here. This has been New Guitar Thursday. Do it every single Thursday. Getting ready for the NAMM show coming up here in a couple weeks. Again, if you guys want to see any of that stuff, let us know that in the comments. And again, hit the like button, guys. Share this. This is helping us out a whole bunch. We've enjoyed this. This has been great. We're starting 2024. Got something to say before I go? She raised her hand.
I did not raise my hand. I was just scratching my head.
You raised your hand. Scratch your head. It's raised. That's a raise. You officially bid on this auction.
Did I?
When you did that right there, that was your.
Geez.
That was
your.
Yep, right there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a whole bunch of fun. I will see you next week for a whole bunch of great things all throughout the week. We'll see you. Bye bye.